Hello and welcome to the T3 Handicapping YouTube channel. I am Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I'm here to go over the Tuesday card from Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Let's go ahead and let's jump right into things here. So thank you for joining us. If you are new to the channel and new to T3 Handicapping, there are lots of different ways for you to get involved here. The first one is that you can always go to our website. That's t3handicapping.weebly.com. And there you can purchase our picks. You can purchase our Indiana Grand meat long package for less than 30 cents a card. You can also purchase our software that we use to create the picks. You can also find us in a lot of other places as well. You can find us here on YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and that will give you access to all of our content as it becomes available. You can also like and follow us on Facebook. That's T3 Handicapping Horse Racing. And then on Twitter at Handicapping T3. So lots of different ways to get involved here with um, with our T3 handicapping product line. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the things. Obviously, most people are not focusing their attention on Indiana Grand this week, Horseshoe Indianapolis. A lot of attention is focused anywhere in other places, most notably Churchill Downs, which will be running on Tuesday as well. So, even though we will be doing our traditional bet share for the Indiana Grand card, the Horseshoe Indianapolis card. I'll get used to it one of these days. But while we are doing that, and while that is our something that we'll be doing on Tuesday and Wednesday, Churchill Downs is also running races as well. One of the things that we want to do, since we are offering up Kentucky Oaks and Derby together as a $4 package, that's $2 per card, same as any other card that we would offer. We don't upcharge for Derby. Our picks are just as good on Derby day as they are any other day. So we don't raise the prices there like some of the other services. We just keep them the same. But since you're going to be hopefully using some of our selections on Derby Day and Oaks Day, I want to give you a chance to look at some of those free of charge, get familiar with our product, and know how to use it. See what's going to be involved when you do pony up that big $4 uh, sum of money to get the Oaks and Derby package. So what I'm going to be doing is on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in our Facebook page, I'm going to be posting direct links to the full printout. So that's our pick sheet as well as each of our race summaries. You can go on there and get them for free Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday when our horse Rye Humor is running in the third race for Little Bluebird Stable. So we'll be cheering him on that day. But you can get those 3 days for free. And then hopefully with that, you can pick up some tips and tricks, things you like, and things that you want to pay less attention to, so that when it comes time to actually make your selections for Oaks and Derby Day, you're ready to cash those tickets. With that being said, I do want to go ahead and jump into what we're really here to talk about, which is the late pick five for Horseshoe Indianapolis on Tuesday. It is going to start in race number 4, and we'll go through race number 8. Races 9 and 10 on the card are both quarter horse races. So just make sure you're aware of that as you're putting together your wagers. The last two are quarters, and so you won't be having your thoroughbred horizontals go through those races. So let's take a look at how we see it. And I think it's a tricky sequence. The Tuesday cards have been far more difficult to really piece together than some of the Wednesday cards. The Wednesday cards tend to be a little bit more formful. Last Tuesday we went 0 for 5 on our picks, and then last Wednesday we were 4 for 5, and we missed out on hitting the ticket with just one. We were short by a nose. So it says 426 up here. That's just because it's pulling from old data. But the pick numbers are new. So right now, assuming there's no scratches tomorrow, we're looking at about $120 ticket cost. That would be about $6 per share if you're interested in getting involved. I will post this in our Facebook group as well as on our Twitter. And right down here next to where it says Twin Spires, there will be a QR code so you can link directly to the bet share. I will also post the link to the bet share if you prefer to get there that way. But let's talk a little bit about how I arrived at these opinions here on our card today. So we're going to start in race number 4, and in race number 4, I decided to just rip the Band-Aid off and go with my single, which is DD 730, 5-2 on the morning line, a mid-pack runner, and I have this one just so far ahead of the rest of the group. Now the mid-pack piece, I'm not entirely concerned with. There seems to be plenty of pace in the race, and certainly in Indiana. and that has been a trip that has worked. So I'm not super concerned with that. I will say there are other horses in here that I considered. I think the one at 15 to 1 is actually quite an interesting player. That's Incredible Justice. And I also am kind of interested in Summer Home, who projects to be a little bit more forwardly placed, and could be a force to be reckoned with late. Some other ones, if you're looking to play this race more vertically and want some interest, the number 9 and the number 8 are both forward type runners. One, Poetic Verse at 9 to 2, looks to get a stock and pounce trip. Smooth Justice looks to potentially try and get out to the front. The thing that concerns me with the number 8 is maybe a speed and fade type move. But I really, as I went through this sequence, I just couldn't really find a good place to really lock into a true single. So I think this is a good enough single. For me, on my numbers, it rates out really high. Our confidence rating is an 80. The class level is decent. The inside draw is good for DD 730, and so I'm going to take a shot here. And I'm not sure if this is the wisest play, but even though I'm going with the morning line favorite, hopefully if we can get through this leg, survive with the morning line favorite, then we can go forward with plenty of coverage in our other legs. Let's go to race number 5. Race number 5, I'm using 4 horses here. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 5, and 7. Number 2, Pressure. Morning line favorite coming in at 9 to 5, a front running type, and has the top speed figure in this grouping, along with the number 4, Big Nick, who I'm also using another front running type. And I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them takes it. I was also a little bit interested in the number 5, Toronto Toro, who projects to be forwardly placed, and should get the best of race flow based on my numbers. And if the field starts to get tired towards the later stages of the race, I think this could be the one that picks them up late. And then keeping in line with our short prices, Courthouse Cove is 7 to 2 on the morning line. This is more of a distance play. The horse is 75% in the money at the distance, so clearly very close. And I do also have this one rating out the top on form numbers. So to me, that one's a dangerous player, and I wanted to use 4 in that spot. Race number 6 was a race where I was really torn because I'm not a huge fan of Chip Off the Old Block. Um, Chip Off the Old Block has run at some smaller circuits, and this is kind of a bigger step up. So I was going to just toss Chip Off the Old Block completely. But what did concern me is the speed figure. The top speed figure for this horse is 10 points higher than the next closest runner. And so I just, as much as I wanted to just throw this one completely, I was a little nervous to take a horse that has shown some heart in the late stages, and has the best speed figure by 10 points. To me, that's too big of a gap to just leave off tickets. Nobody Listens, I think, is interesting. That's the 3. Smoke and Richie, I actually have rated out as a top play, and I think is one that is definitely very interesting. Seems to have been running against really good company. I'm just worried about the pace dynamics for this one. I'm not sure how this one fits in for a front running type. Does this one really have the early speed to keep up with the others? I am a little interested in Unbridled Beast. Unbridled Beast actually kind of rates out as sneakily the top horse in our category known as Heart, which shows basically a horse's fight to the finish. So if this horse can find a way to get up on the lead, now my pace projector doesn't show that this one will be able to do so. But at the same time, I think if this one's close late, perhaps this one could spring an upset. Not likely. It's definitely a longer shot, but I think that's the kind of thing we're going to need here to put some juice in this ticket. I also like Rockin' Junebug at 15 to 1. Again, we're looking at another forwardly placed horse. I'm a little concerned about the early pace on this one, being in a place where this one has the ability to even kick for home. But nevertheless, I think this one could have a little bit of finish to it, and so I wanted to use it as well. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are my selections there. Moving into race number 7 here. This one is going 5 furlongs on the dirt, and I really like Myers Tiger. This was actually the other one that I considered as a potential single. No Trust is a closing type. I think this pace is actually going to be fairly moderate. I think that's going to allow Myers Tiger and maybe Blue Vixen to be pretty close to alone on the lead. I may consider tomorrow when putting the actual ticket together. I may consider throwing No Trust out. I just like having the best of speed and the best of close, and so I think that will be the way to go there. There's not really a lot of other horses in this race that particularly interest me. Um, I guess the other one might be Lexi Sun, but that one, doesn't rate out as well on pace and not as well on race flow either. So you're looking at not fast enough at the beginning and not fast enough at the end. To me, that's just a recipe for disaster. Moving on to the final race, here's how we're going to get paid, hopefully. We're going to start with the number one horse, which is Bella's Prayer. Bella's Prayer is 3-1 on the morning line, a mid pack runner, but does have the best speed figures. My stamina numbers show that this one should be able to hold up over the course of the 5 furlongs. And then the form looks really good on this runner as well. So I had to include that one. I also like the number seven. That is Benny Boo Boo. Benny Boo Boo is a closing type. So right now we've got two runners coming from the back. But what I like about Benny Boo Boo is Benny Boo Boo actually rates out tied for first in early pace. So even though this one is supposedly sort of come from behind type, I think this is a situation where we could actually see this one in a different set of circumstances get closer to the lead here. The other two runners that I want to use are 6-1 on the morning line. It's the three and the six, both of whom come from fairly good jockey trainer combos. Um, the six has decent class ratings. In this condition, we're looking more at their pedigree versus their actual class level. And then I think the three could be interesting as sort of a fresh face in the field. So that's kind of where I'm looking right now. It's about $120 for the entire ticket, assuming there's no scratch. It's about $6 per share, and a chance to hopefully get through that first leg and have some fun coming down the stretch, rooting for our horses to get home. So that's how I see the Horseshoe Indianapolis late pick five on 5-3. That's Tuesday's card. Um, Please feel free to join in with us and play along. And then don't forget to check out our Facebook page for all of our Derby content, as well, or our website for our Derby content, as well as our Facebook page for free previews for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at Churchill Downs. And that way you can get a feel for our product. So, with all of your plays, whether it be Indiana Grand, Churchill Downs, or somewhere else around the country, good luck and catch those tickets.